India and the Contemporary World, History for Class 9, the first chapter, the French Revolution. Today we are going to discuss the first chapter, the French Revolution, what caused the French Revolution, and what are the details, who started this. So we will all learn about this in this chapter. Storming of the Bastille. On 14 July 1789 morning, Louis XVI commanded troops to enter the city of Paris. There was a lot of panic among the citizens. You can see the picture. So, they went to the fortress within Bastille for the search of arms. So they set fire to it, they set the prisoners free, and they killed the commander of Bastille. Okay, the first section of this chapter is French society during the late 18th century. So what was the, so what situation was in the people in French society during the 18th century? So when Louis XVI ascended to throne, he was only 20 years, and it was the year 1774. He found the royal treasury empty because there are two reasons. There was long years of war, and second reason is maintenance of the huge palace of Versailles. The king had to fill the treasury. He decided to take taxes from people. So he started collecting taxes from the citizens. Okay. So he divided the citizens into 3 estates. There were 3 estates under the French government. First estate was the clergymen who worked in the churches. Second estate, noblemen. And third estate with the rest of people like peasants, workers, artisans, laborers, etc. So there was a rule that only the third estate will pay taxes to the king. So these taxes were called taille. They also had to pay to the churches. These taxes were called tithes. The population in France increased and there was scarcity of bread. Women had to stand in lines for several hours for bread outside the shops. Seeing this scenario, people started protest against the scarcity of bread. So, Locke and Rousseau were 2 philosophers. They wrote books against this practice of dividing people. They thought that every citizen be given freedom and equal rights. Like this, many philosophers spread their ideas by writing. People also started discussing about these ideas and read aloud so that the illiterate could also understand. They always discussed about these. Louis XVI then changed the laws, which we will read in the section 2 of this chapter. Okay, we will now start section 2 of this chapter, the outbreak of the revolution. On 5th May 1789, Louis XVI called together an assembly of Estates General to pass proposals for new taxes. The first and second estates sent 300 representatives each. There were 600 members from the third estate. The 600 members had to stand at the back while the others were made to sit in rows facing each other. Peasants and workers were denied entry. Only the educated ones were allowed inside. But the grievances and demands were listed in 40,000 letters which the representatives brought with them. Okay. Next slide. This time too, Louis XVI was determined to continue the same practice of voting But members of the Third Estate demanded that voting now be conducted by the Assembly as a whole, where each member would have one vote. This was one of the democratic principles put forward by philosophers like Rossi in his book, The Social Contract. When the king rejected his proposal, members of the Third Estate walked out of the assembly in protest. The representatives of the Third Estate viewed themselves as spokesmen for the whole French nation. On 20th June, they assembled in the hall of an indoor tennis court in the grounds of Versailles. They declared themselves a national assembly and swore not to dispose there till they had drafted a constitution for France that would limit the powers of the monarch. So they decided to make a constitution. Okay, they were led by Mirabeau and Abbé. Mirabeau was born in a noble family but was convinced of the need to do away with a society of feudal privilege. He brought out a journal and delivered powerful speeches to the crowds assembled at Versailles. Okay. France becomes a constitutional monarchy. There were changes in the monarchy now. These powers, instead of being concentrated in the hands of one person, were now separated and assigned to different institutions, the legislature, executive, and judiciary. This made France a constitutional monarchy. Voting power was given to the citizens except women, children, and youth below 25 years. The active citizens means who were allowed to vote, and the passive citizens who were not allowed to vote. Passive citizens were the ones who were not allowed to vote. So the active citizens voted the judge and the electors of the National Assembly. The electors of the National Assembly then, who in turn voted the members of the National Assembly. The members of the National Assembly controlled the king and his ministers so they don't misuse their power. So this is the new constitution. Okay, there are some political signs here. So we will discuss about these. This broken chain. This refers to chains were used to fetter slaves. The broken chain stands for the act of becoming free. So this refers to becoming free. Now the bundle of rods or fiscus. One rod can be easily broken, but not an entire bundle. So it refers that strength lies in unity. Unity is strength. The eye within a triangle radiating light. The all-seeing eye stands for knowledge. The rays of the sun will drive away the clouds of ignorance. So this refers to the rays of the sun that will drive away the clouds of ignorance. And this is a spectre. This is a symbol of royal power. And this is a snake biting its tail to form a ring. This refers to the symbol of eternity. This ring has neither beginning nor end. Okay, here more. Red Phrygian cap worn by a slave upon becoming free. Blue, white, red, the national colors of the France. So she is wearing blue, white, and red. These are the national colors of France. This winged woman is the personification of the law, and this is the law tablet on which the constitution is written. So the law is the same for all. It refers that it is same for all, and all are equal before it. So we have read 2 sections of this chapter. Okay. Now, if you like this video, please hit the like button and please subscribe. Bye.